Welcome back to 2 Cents on Current Events. Thanks for tuning in, and today in the studio we have got SableWolfAngel. How are you doing today?
Oh, really well, thanks.
Excellent, excellent. It's good to have you on. Let me jump right into it. How long have you been on GameFAQs?
I think it's been 3 or 4 years now with my current account. I had an older account, but I don't know what happened to it.
No idea, just lost the password, or...
Something like that. I made it so many years ago because I wanted to access like a certain board.
Right.
It was like when I was really young, and I really don't remember the password. I remember the name, but I don't remember the password.
Fair enough. I actually had an account before I was, because you had to be 13 years old to sign up for an account back in the day. And I
Yeah,
was a
I
bad
never really
kid.
pay
I made
attention
an
to
account. I
those.
thought I was a rebel. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I never really pay attention to those rules.
Right? I don't think very many people do. You just can't talk about it on the boards.
Yeah.
But finally, once I turned 13, I was just freaked out. I deleted the account. I made a new one. I never thought about it again, and I was terrified for the next year.
Wow.
What video game was it that brought you to GameFAQs initially?
I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, a Hamtaro game because I was having trouble with it.
Was it Ham Ham Heartbreak?
No, I never really had trouble with Ham Ham Heartbreak.
All right, fair
I think
enough.
it was Rainbow Rescue.
I never played that one. I used to love Hamtaro though.
Oh, I still love it.
And gosh, is that on Crunchyroll?
I'm not sure.
This is something I have to look up later. Now, what would you say your favorite video game overall is?
Oh, I definitely know the answer to this. My favorite game of all time is Zero Escape Volume 2, Virtue's Last Reward. I love that game.
Is that the one that's a sequel to the 999 Nine Doors?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, I've checked that one out. I've not played the sequel though. Solid game.
Oh my God, it's so good. It really makes you think. It's very cerebral.
Yeah, that's what I got out of 999, and then I like some of the, especially on the DS, some of the visual novel games. Like, have you ever played the Phoenix Wright series?
No, and I don't think I'd like that one too much, but I can see why people like it.
It's definitely, I feel like they lost steam a lot by the third game. A lot of people disagree with me, but just, you're kind of doing the same cases over and over again. It's like, they should have mixed it up more than they did.
Stick to what you know, I suppose.
Fair enough. Now, moving back toward GameFAQs itself, what brought you to current events as a message board?
Oh, well, this one's easy. I don't know if anybody listening knows this, but I used to talk quite frequently about my best friend, Unquestionable. That's his name on the boards.
All right.
And he was a lurker of CE long before I was. And, well, I kind of got interested eventually, and I went there, and the rest is history.
All right, I'm just like, man, these are the coolest people on the internet. I'm going to hang out forever.
No, it was more like, wow, this is a cheap and easy way to get attention.
Fair enough. Is that the CEgal? How do we pronounce that?
I say CEgal.
Fair enough. I always looked at it as CEgal, but that sounds a lot like CEgal.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Right? I know a guy. I posted on another message board on GameFAQs, Life, the Universe, and Everything, and his whole gimmick for a couple of years was actually pretending to be a female user until it finally came out that he wasn't.
Wow,
It was just this huge attention grab.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of users do that, actually. Stink Princess was recently outed as that, yeah.
I think I saw some of the posts on that. I didn't get too involved in the meta drama there, but I was like, oh man, this is going places.
It's definitely really easy to imitate like something like that, because who's going to know? Who's going to check?
Right. Now, as a female user on the board, do you kind of revel in that attention that you get, or is it kind of like, whatever?
I have to say, for the personality I have, I do revel in it. It's
All
very
right.
shallow and it's very cheap, but I like it. I just do. That's just how I am.
No, I don't blame you. Like, as a male user, like, if I knew there was a message board filled with exclusively women, and I could just, like, kind of roll in there and be like, hey, guys, I'm on the same deal. Everybody give me attention. Me 5 years ago would have jumped on that.
It certainly has some of its perks.
Fair enough. Now, you're not getting, like, tons of users sending you nudes all day, are you?
No, that hasn't happened. I mean, there have been users that, like, try to flirt or whatever, but, I mean, nudes, no, definitely not.
All right, fair enough. Now, outside of GameFAQs, do you have any hobbies you'd like to talk about today?
Oh, yes. I have a somewhat new hobby that I'm totally obsessed with right now.
All right.
I just recently got into it, I want to say about 6 months ago. Dungeons and Dragons.
All right. What
I knew what it was. I knew kind of what it was. I didn't know the exact ways to play. I used to watch it a few years ago, but just recently, me and Unquestionable started a campaign. He's the DM, I'm the player. It's a solo campaign, and he's making it really easy for me to grasp. It's so much fun.
Nice, nice. I've messed around a little bit, never gotten to play a lot of the game. I've tried out Pathfinder 2 and had a really good time.
Is that different? I know what it is. Is it different?
Pathfinder, very similar to Dungeons and Dragons, runs off the revised 3rd edition, but it's got a different feel, a different core rulebook, different lore. I really dig the style. They had a movie that came out quite a few years ago. It was terrible, though. Don't watch it. So you said you got into Dungeons and Dragons relatively recently?
Yes, like 6 months ago, so yes.
What kind of character do you roleplay as?
My character in this campaign is a wood elf, and her class is rogue.
Nice, nice. And what is this, like chaotic good, chaotic evil? I always go for chaotic, so.
Yeah, chaotic good. Like, she's not terrible, but she's no saint, you know, she'll steal stuff.
Fair enough. Now, are you guys running permadeath? Like, what happens when this character dies? What do you do?
I think we have an understanding that if I'm trying my very best to get through a situation and I'm not, you know, being overly dickish or being overly stupid, if I really do die, he'll find a way to res me. Like some random high level something or other will come by and, you know, raise me from the dead, you know, because since it's a one player campaign, if I die, that's it. You know, the adventure's over. So
see, I wish I had your friends.
What?
I've lost so many brilliant characters. I had a pirate that I made who had a flying pirate ship, best time of his life, died fighting a dragon. He was gone forever.
Well, at least he died nobly. He didn't die from, like, falling off the ship.
He'll be remembered. Now, is there anything you would like to say to other members of the board here while they're all tuned in?
Let me think about that for a second.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I know. If anybody wants an invite for my fan club, just let me know. I know that sounds like selfish plugging, but it is pretty funny, you know?
No, I mean, if you want to throw something in, a link or anything, is this, do you submit your resume, or how exactly does this work?
You just say, hey, can I have an invite? And then I let you in, and if you cause trouble, I just kick you out. It's not that hard.
Oh, okay, so nothing major, no, like, t-shirts getting sent out or anything, no club meetings?
No, it's just a Discord server, so it's pretty casual.
All right, fair enough. Now, for someone who's uninitiated, what is a Discord server?
Discord is this thing. I just recently started using it, too. It's a chat application, but it's specifically designed for those people who are playing, like, an online game. The way it interfaces with it is really good, and you can create what's called a server. It's basically the same as a chat room, and as long as you're the creator, you can do things with it, like have certain administrative privileges, appoint people to be certain things, put them into roles, and there's all sorts of customization. It's very good, very fun.
Okay, yeah. So basically another like a chat client to use while you're gaming.
Yeah, and you can like change your nickname, and it's really fun. It's really good, really nice and stable. You can use it as a downloaded application, or you can use it from a browser.
All right, fair enough. Well, we'll make sure to let them know in the topic. Submit your application today. No experience required.
Yeah, just be nice.
Fair enough. All right, what I want to do next real quick is talk about a couple of fictional characters, and I want to get your opinion on who would win in a battle against each other.
Oh, classic.
All right, so first up, we've got the classic. You see this every couple months on the board itself. Goku and Superman. Who do you think would win?
Well, that's a tough question to answer because they're both, well, relatively, I'd say, righteous characters.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what do you mean by win? Do you mean like one of them dies or gives up?
In this case, I would say they would not be doing so much of a grudge match as a, I mean, we know Goku always wants to fight anybody who he considers more powerful, and Superman's definitely got a short temper. So let's pretend for a minute that Superman thinks Goku's a threat to Earth, and Goku looks at Superman as an opponent he needs to be tougher than. But neither one's really going to kill each other.
Okay, I understand. I'd have to say in that case, I think Goku would win, because he is a lot more powerful. Superman's powerful, but if I'm not mistaken, that's only because he's from Krypton. You know what I mean? It's not like he has to train particularly hard. And he's got kryptonite, where Goku doesn't have a lot of, like, obvious, like, physical weaknesses like that. Right. So I think Goku would win, because I just think he's far more powerful.
Goku is definitely one of the most powerful characters, especially, if he wants the instant transmission away, find some kryptonite, come right back, Goku's pretty set. But at the same time, Superman, with his power coming from the yellow sun, I don't think he would tire out. I think it'd be a crazy battle. My personal edge would go to Superman, but all the same, it'd be really great to see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, next up, I've got a Crash Bandicoot here and Spyro the Dragon. Who do you think would win?
Let's see. I think Spyro, because Spyro can fly. Spyro has a lot of different, like, abilities and powers, that can vary in battle. Crash, he can only really, like, run and jump and spin and stuff like that. And Crash is kind of like Humpty Dumpty Flumpty,
I love Crash Bandicoot.
I've only ever played Crash Bash. I've never played any of the other Crash games. I actually have never even played Spyro.
The Spyro games stayed pretty solid. The Crash games definitely fell off once around the time the PS2 came out.
Yeah.
It didn't work out for Crash. But all the same, I'm going to have to agree with you. I think Spyro would definitely take it in the battle. They're both pretty tough, and they generally handle whatever enemies are thrown at them, but Spyro's got a much bigger moveset, and he's voiced by Elijah Wood, and I saw that dude play a serial killer once, so there you go.
I love Elijah Wood. He played Mumble and Happy Feet. I love that.
That was a fantastic film. Did you see the sequel?
Yes, and I loved it, but Rotten Tomatoes give it a bad rating, man. They're crazy. That was a great movie.
I thought it wasn't bad, actually. Much better than I was led to expect just from reading all the reviews.
Yeah, it's too bad that its financial failure led Animal Logic, the studio that governs that animation, to disband and everybody got fired.
That is a horrible shame. I would love to see a whole franchise from them.
Yeah, it's really too bad. No more Guardians of Gahul movies.
I wasn't a big fan of the movie, but the books are fantastic.
I read the first book. I wanted the rest of it, but I haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, I like the first book. It made a lot more sense in the movie. Like, the movie was like moon blinking. You stare at the moon, and you're like, wait, huh? And in the book, it actually makes sense. You're like, oh, well, that actually does make sense.
Right, it was too disjointed, and I almost feel like, in hindsight, something like a Netflix series, like what they're doing with the Lemony Snicket books, would have really served that well.
I think it would have been expensive with the animation budget, but yeah, I mean, they do it with How to Train Your Dragon, which I'm excited for, because supposedly the new season comes out this month.
Oh, nice. I haven't watched the show at all, but the second movie I thought was one of the best animated films I've ever seen.
Oh, yes. I saw that in 2D, 3D, and IMAX.
So they definitely got your money.
Oh, yes. And for the series, the first, season and the second season of the TV series, they kind of suck. They really, really do. But the later seasons that deal with the in-between before the second movie, but after the first movie, that's a lot better, a lot heavier, more adult themes, more serious plot lines.
So it's like the Star Wars Rebels version of How to Train Your Dragon?
I suppose. I don't like Star Wars, but I have no choice but to agree.
All right, fair enough. Now, the final character I have on here for today is Nathan Drake of Uncharted fame and Lara Croft of Tomb Raider fame. Who do you think would win? And you can assume they're probably going to go for killing each other.
Let's see. I'd say probably Lara Croft. She's been through some things, man. She's seen some things. She has no qualms with just absolutely attacking someone, man. Nathan Drake is like... He likes to go on little adventures and stuff.
Oh yeah, I love my boy Nathan. Fantastic games, but I have to agree with you. I have played through Lara Croft fighting a kraken, fighting Japanese demons, all kinds of random monsters. She's taken on everything, whereas most of what Nathan Drake fights is generally pretty human. I'm not going to spoil the games here. There's some cool stuff that goes on, but she's definitely got a better skill set for this.
Oh yeah, I agree.
All right, fair enough. One more thing I want to do here. I've pulled up current events, looking through the topics. There is a poll topic right now by Gun Valkyrie 2, and it is Decade with the Best Music. Now, unfortunately, he's not put the 30s, 40s, or 50s on here, but we'll give him a pass. But between the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, or 2010 to now, Which decade do you personally think had the best music?
I'd say 80s.
Oh yeah, what kind of genres, what kind of bands?
Unfortunately, I can't answer that question. The motivations for my answer are a little bit different than that.
All right, now for me personally, it's either the 90s or the 2000s. I'm a huge pop punk fan. A lot of Blink 182, Sum 41, Reliant K in my playlist. But honestly, some of the best music probably came out of the 2000s, and I catch flack for that all the time. My fiance, she says I have the music taste of a 14-year-old girl, but I like what I like, so.
Yeah, exactly. You like what you like. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right, fair enough. Now, do you have a favorite band? Who do you listen to most often?
I wouldn't say I have a favorite band, but I would say that my musical tastes are extremely varied, very crazy, very, very non-pattern. I mean, my goodness, I like Oasis, Coheed and Cambria. Oh
Love
man, what else
Coheed
do
and
I-
Cambria.
Yeah, Coheed and Cambria. I have the comic books.
Yes.
I saw them live one time, and I'm 95% sure Error was there. The lead mod, Error,
Oh, yeah?
he's there because he lives near me and he loves Coheed and Cambria. And I think he posted that he was there. So I was there with him. I just didn't see him.
That's brilliant. What concert was it? What were they playing?
They were playing at Stage AE in Pittsburgh.
Okay. Which album was this around?
Oh, gee. Oh, my God. I don't remember. This was years ago.
No worries, no worries. I still think Second Stage is probably my favorite of their albums, but I've never heard a bad one from them.
Yeah, they're great. Anyway, let me think. What else do I like? As it pains me to say this, I do like some of that like really ravey crap. I'm pathetic, I know. I like Dead Mouse. I like Skrillex sometimes, depending on his stuff.
That's alright.
Well,
I was at the Microsoft release party for the Xbox One in Los Angeles a couple years ago, and Deadmau5 played, and I'd never listened to him much more, but I was getting into it. It was fun.
Yeah, he's got the energy. That helmet thing really transfixes you.
It's something different, but he has got a great stage presence.
General rule of thumb with me is even if I don't like an original song, I pretty much like a cover or a remix. I don't know why that is.
I mean, there's a lot to be said. I love a lot of like the pop punk covers. They do a lot of like Fall Out Boy does Michael Jackson covers. Blink 182's got a Billy Idol cover, and they generally come out really good. And I like seeing how they kind of take a song and remix it, refit it to fit their style.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, that's probably what I can think of right now.
All right, so last question regarding that. How do you feel about Daft Punk?
Oh, I love Daft Punk. Oh,
Yes.
I had a boyfriend, okay, in high school, and he really liked Daft Punk. I didn't really know anything about them before that, but he got me into it, and he really liked Daft Punk. What I think is funny is that recently Daft Punk is becoming more and more relevant, but only with, like, pop stars. Like, I don't really see a lot of their original stuff. I know their last album, what was it, Random Access Memories? Was that their most recent album, or am I like 5 years behind?
Let me
But
double
they've been
check
working
on
with-
that because I have not kept up too much on them.
Yeah, but they're working. They're working with like The Weeknd now, and like other artists like that, like Pharrell. What's his name? Williams, which is the only
Yeah,
reason why
yeah.
he's relevant is because of Daft Punk. I find that interesting. They're like taking the back seat.
Right? Yeah. I mean, as soon as Pharrell touches your tracks, though, you know you're gonna have a hit.
Yeah,
Him and his inexplicable Arby's hat.
it gets bigger and bigger every time you see him. It's like he's shrinking.
I love it, but yeah, you were right. Random Access Memories looks like it is their most recent album release.
Yeah, I remember when that came out. Yeah.
Have you seen the film? It's an anime film they did, set to music, the Interstellar 5555.
That's the music videos that go along with stuff like their older music, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and it's
One
all
Time
they put it
stuff
together
like
as
that.
kind of a DVD release that throws a storyline on.
I've never seen it, but I've wanted to.
It's definitely really good. I would recommend it. I'm pretty sure they've got it all up on YouTube just that you can watch.
I'll look into it.
Definitely. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and close out. Is there any further shout-outs you'd like to give? Anything you want to say?
I want to shout out to Unquestionable, obviously, because he's my best friend. Let's see. I want to shout out to all my CEgals, obviously, like Sayoria, Viral Aziz, stuff like Morning Rose, Little Royal, Espion, all those CEgals that, make the place a little more balanced.
All right, CEgals, you've got the shout-out.
Yay!
Alright guys, that's about all the time we have today on 2 Cents on Current Events. This has been SableWolfAngel in here with us today. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm honored.
Awesome. It was a pleasure having you on the show, and we'll see you guys again soon.
Bye.
Later. Alright guys, one last time, that was SableWolfAngel with us in the studio today. I want to thank her for coming on, and I really want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning it in, making this far. It is your support that makes 2 Cents on Current Events possible, as I always say. And if you've got the chance, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. We'll always have more awesome content coming out, more interviews on the way very soon. And with that, this is Jorep signing out.